Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. And today's news flash is about ENAD Global 7, who had their Q3 2021 investor presentation for November 2021. I will not show you the whole presentation because there's not really a lot that has to do with this Universe Online per se. I will put a link to the presentation in the description down below. If you guys want to go read the whole presentation, you're going to be able to. But the thing I'm going to draw your attention to is this Universe Online especially. So basically, when they mentioned this Universe Online, well, they mentioned the one and only superhero-based MMO, which is pretty cool, I guess. Although not entirely true. I think we have a Champion Online, and I think City of Heroes made a comeback not too long ago. So it's not exactly true, but it's you can understand the hype they're trying to create. And also, they're talking about celebrating the 10th anniversary, although this year was the 11th anniversary, but oh well. I guess being precise is not really in their agenda. And basically, they're saying that it's performing near its peak historical annual revenue. It's kind of easy to understand. We've got a lot of stuff like Time Capsule, Booster Bundle, Resurgence Mega Capsule, and they tried to add the Allies system to be able to add to the revenue. I'm not sure how that was successful or not. I don't think it was, seeing all the changes they made. If it had been successful, they wouldn't have changed anything. Seeing how they made a lot of changes to the allies, probably wasn't as successful as they hoped it would be. Here they're talking also about Warner Bros. Who continue their big investment in tentpole film and TV shows with DC IP. Why they're mentioning that is that if DCUO, if Warner Brothers creates huge movies with the DC characters, odds are it might draw some attentions to the game indirectly. Even if, let's say, there's no real advertising for DC Universe Online per se, if there's a huge Superman movie out there, yeah, people will want to play Superman and they will want to play the DC Universe. If there's a huge Batman movie, if there's a huge Batman TV show, yeah, that will bring probably new players indirectly. So if Warner keeps on growing their TV and movie brands, yeah, indirectly it will bring more attention to DC Universe Online, even if they do not mention DC Universe Online directly. And also, they're talking about an investment in the graphics update. We know that there is going to be a PlayStation 5 client that will be made at the earliest. It will be made in the second quarter of 2022. So sometimes in 2022, there should be a PlayStation 5 client. But the thing I want to draw your attention to, the one thing that really stands out from this whole bit, as far as I'm concerned, is that they're talking about the largest expansion content to date for 2023. Normally we get 3 DLC a year. That's pretty much been the pattern for DCUO for some time. And this year, technically, we only had the 2 DLC. Yeah, you could count House of Legends as a DLC, but it was more of a game update than anything else. The missions we got were reused missions from the past. Yeah, they did update them a bit by adding like elite versions and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't really new content per se. So you have to wonder, what do they mean by the largest expansion content to date? Is it going to be like more than 3 DLC per year? Or are the DLC, is it going to still be 3 DLC per year, but the DLCs will be bigger? Or is there some more content that they plan to add that we don't know anything about? I guess at this point in time, it's only speculation, but I guess we're gonna have to keep an eye open until we actually get more information about the content they will release for 2023. Of course, 2023 is a long way away. It's like 2 years away. But also the thing it tells us is that they do seems to be committed to DC Universe Online in the long run. I see a lot of people who complain that DC Universe Online is dead, that the game will be gone in 2 years, or we have proof here that that's not going to be the case. We can expect the game. I would say at the very least, we can expect the game to be here at least for another 5 years. And even then, if they do make a big graphic update, or as they're planning to do, and if they're trying to add more content by 2023, my guess, I would say the game is going to be here not just for the next 5 years. I would suggest it's going to be here for the next 10 years. I don't have any actual proof of that. All I have is the guesstimation we can make based on the information we have. But if the game was going to die like in 3 years, 5 years, they would not be investing as much as they are right now, and as they are announcing that they will invest in the next year or in the next 2 years. So seeing how they're going to invest quite a lot in DC Universe Online in the next 2 years, based on that, I would say that the game will be around. I would say at least for the next 10 years, but I could be wrong. We never know. And I guess one last thing that we could talk about a bit is that if you look to the right, you can see the unannounced MMORPG. We've known sometime that Daybreak had been working on a Marvel IP game for quite some time. We don't really have any information just yet, but here we have a slight bit of information. So here we can see that there's going to be a Marvel IP-based, massively multiplayer online game. Obviously, it's developed by Dimensional Inc. And it is led by our friend Jack Emmett, also known as Jackster, who designed and helmed the City of Heroes and currently leads DCUO. But you have to wonder what this means exactly. Like, are they going to take DCUO and simply adapt it with the Marvel IP? Are they going to create a brand new game from scratch with the Marvel IP? There's quite a few people who play DCUO, but they actually play Marvel characters. I see a lot of people who are let's say, insulted by that. I've been seeing people who got kicked out of leagues because they created Marvel characters. It happens. There's a huge, sadly for quite some time, there's been a huge cleavage between the Marvel fans and the DC fans. But you have to wonder what this means for DC Universe Online. Like, will people who are playing Captain America or Iron Man, like earlier today I saw a pretty cool looking She-Hulk, there was Iron Man with her, there was a Scarlet Witch, and someone else that I forget to mention. Basically, are those people going to leave DC Universe Online to go play the Marvel MMO? Again, I think the game would have to be as good, if not better, than DCUO for that to happen. We saw that already with the Marvel Avengers game. I don't think there's a lot of people who left DCUO to go play that game. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people did try out the game, but I guarantee you that if some people did leave DCUO to go play that game, they came back quickly enough. Or we saw that also with Marvel Heroes. Way back when there was a Marvel Heroes MMO, which sadly was disappointing on many levels. People were expecting, when they did announce a Marvel MMO before, people were expecting something at the very least as good as DC Universe Online, at the very least on the level of DC Universe Online. There's no way you could go back from that. But go back they did. They went back all the way back to the first Diablo game. Basically, Marvel Heroes was a Diablo 1 version with Marvel characters. That's pretty much what it was. Not even if it had at least been Diablo 2. Diablo 2 was a much better game, but somehow they went. Not only did they go back, they went all the way back to Diablo 1. So for players to leave DC Universe Online for a Marvel MMO, at the very least, the Marvel MMO would have to be at the very least on the same level as DC Universe Online, if not better. And I'm sure there's some crazy people like me who would actually play both. If they do create a Marvel MMO that is as good as DC Universe Online, you can be sure that I will play both games. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see for that.